This live event coverage is brought to you by Whole Being Institute, an educational organization focusing on learning and living the science of human flourishing. Take a free week-long course on positive psychology at wholebeinginstitute.com/7-day. Hi, I'm Christina Suzuma with YogaHub.tv here at the Faces, Wisdom and Compassion Conference in San Diego, California. And with me is one of the speakers here at the Faces Conference, Dave Smith, who is also a large part of the Refuge Recovery Centers, which he's actually going to tell us about.
Well, Refuge Recovery Centers is an addiction treatment center, a program in Los Angeles, California, where we provide outpatient services, intensive outpatient services for people during the day. We also provide detox and residential for people who need that level of care. And we also have sober living homes. So people who come into our program have places to stay if they need, or some people live at home and they travel over and go to our day program, and we also have evening program as well. So it's a pretty full service medical service treatment center that uses mindfulness as the core practice of the whole program.
That's magnificent. So, for example, if I were an individual who is seeking help or support, how would I get in touch with you?
Well, you can go to the website, refugerecoverycenters.com. You can go to the website, and there's emails you can do, and there's actually a telephone number that you can call. And so people who are oftentimes seeking treatment need it immediately. And so there's a number that they can call. There's somebody that they can talk to. There's an intake process that they can go through. And depending on the qualifications or their background, we can either get them in right away or try to figure out what might be the best possibility for them.
So, in my experience with speaking with people who have had addictions, there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear of making that move. Like, what is going to happen? What is going to become of them? How do you break through to these people, or how do we make it known to them that you even exist?
Yeah. Well, I mean, essentially there's, the internet, which is where everybody finds everything nowadays. But there is a lot of a stigma, and there's a lot of fear or shame around people coming in, so they might not be that aggressively seeking. So a lot of times it's family or friends or consequences that get them into a situation where they have to find treatment. And a lot of times it's somebody who actually starts looking on their behalf. So family member, friend, loved one who is actually oftentimes doing the groundwork to find a place for somebody to go that's going to be appropriate for their needs. Yeah.
Wonderful. And how long has this been up and running?
We've been up and running as a full-service treatment center for just a little bit over a year, and we've had some changes. We've had the addition of a detox house and a residential program, but we've been running as an outpatient service and sober living for a little bit over a year now.
Well, congratulations to that. I think that's really wonderful, and I am definitely going to come around and check out your center.
Cool. Yeah, we're real close, so come on down and we'll give you a tour and let you check it out.
Wonderful, wonderful, really lovely work. Congratulations. And now, before we go, what was your topic today here at the conference?
Well, today I talked about it's a mindfulness conference, and the focus has been on wisdom and compassion. So I talked a couple different things. One, I talked about using mindfulness meditation or mindfulness practices as a tool for recovery. So a way to learn how to really deal with the inner life and dealing with difficult emotions, dealing with our past, dealing with the reality of what it is that we're trying to avoid, emotional pain, relational pain that we're trying to get away from, and using mindfulness as a tool and skill how to do that, which is essentially the whole cornerstone of our curriculum is mindfulness practices. So I talked about using mindfulness, but I also talked about the treatment program and the philosophical or the psychological structure of how that works. So there's emphasis placed on just understanding of that, of the psychology of addiction, the reality of addiction, normalizing the reality of pain and stress, and that we all, to some degree, have a hard time in our lives. And that how addiction is basically a strategy to avoid that which is going to happen anyway. So trying to do some education on that, trying to talk about the therapy, the self-therapy, the emotional therapy of mindfulness practices as a way to really learn how to develop those skills yourself. And then also really what I would call the ethical framework around self-compassion and forgiveness, and about changing behaviors, changing attitudes, changing the actions, and trying to find a lifestyle or a way to live that's going to not just support recovery, but also support people's deeper desires for the lives that they want to have.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Very powerful work. Congratulations, Dave. Really powerful. And good luck with everything you're doing. And we're going to see you in the hood.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us here today. I'm Christina Suzuma with YogaHub.tv. And please check out the center. I do believe is it Refuge Recovery Center?
RefugeRecoveryCenters.com would be the website. And so that will come right up in a Google search.
Fabulous. RefugeRecoveryCenters.com. Thank you very much for joining us today. Namaste.
The most foundational and one of my personal favorites is the Certificate in Positive Psychology. This is our foundational program because it's a long-term positive change aspect. So it's a 12-month program. It has 10 modules, 2 of which are on site, 8 of which are online.
Wonderful.
Yeah, because if you're going to instill change over a long period of time, it's not just learning about it, but it's actually engaging in habits and behavior change that support you in the direction that you wish to head.